Just go ahead and drop the subframe. Um, I completely got this, everything out of here. As you can see, headliner is all out. Besides that, I have to take that out, but it's pretty much, it's gutted. So I feel like enough time wasted on getting all this stuff out. So I'm gonna focus on taking the headlight out, taking the bumpers off. The bumper, excuse me. Taking all this radiator out, just everything. Take the hood off so I have enough room to do what I gotta do. And just so I can disconnect everything from the actual body of the car, and that's anything that's not connected to the subframe. So make this easy as possible and get it out the way so I can do the same thing to the other car. So if I can prop you up here. That ain't working. Lost that. All right. Do not do what I just did, especially if your windshield is not cracked. You will crack it this way, but the windshield is already cracked. It's been hit, so it's a lot of pressure on one side. But if you're doing this to your car or anybody else's car, I advise you not to do it like that because it will crack on you. And then you'd be spending extra money for another windshield. So. Bump axe and lose it. there. Well, I ain't done. Almost far from done. But as you can see, this will be all the little stuff. I'll have to unbolt this from the subframe because all the brake lines is to it. This is the ABS. And same thing with the other car. But anything that does with the rack and pinion and transmission lines or whatever, only thing that'll have to be disconnected from the radiator. Then, as you can see, heater core lines, that has to come off. And these are to the AC. That has to come off. Well, nah, that can just stay on. But I know ABS sensors have to come off. And I have to get down there to unbolt that. I'm not sure if you can see where I'm pointing. Let me see. Down there, that's to the steering column, which goes to the rack and pinion. I'm not sure if I had to unbolt it from the outside or unbolt it from the inside. And then if you look down here, flex pipe, I can either unbolt it or cut it off or whatever. And then under the car, it's a O2 sensor line harness, I should say, and just unplug that. But really, it's pretty straightforward. Unbolt the struts, 3 bolts on this side, 3 bolts on that side, and there's a engine mount right here that has to come off on this side, and it's a transmission mount that has to come off on this side, and everything else is evap. Gas lines, that has to come off because that's going to stay with the car. This has to come off. But other than that, I mean, it's really a bunch of nothing that's connected to this motor. So, well, this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. All right, this is pretty much what I got done so far on the car. I already started on taking the hood off and all that good stuff. Took the headlights out. I still yet have to take this off to get to the radiator and whatnot. Take the bumper off and just to take it off because it's good, and I don't know, just get it out the way. But here's the interior. It's completely gutted out. This is pretty much what I have got done so far. Took the headlight out. Gonna take the bumper off and this. Took all that off up there. Really yet, just gonna get everything disconnected from the body of the car that connects to the transmission, which is really not much, but the engine mount on passenger side, transmission mount on driver's side, ABS module. I'm gonna unbolt that from the subframe so I can just drop that. Flex pipe has to come out off, I should say. I just unbolt it, and if it unbolts, it might just end up snapping. But the interior, I completely gutted it out completely. As you can see, headliner is all out. I just have to take that off, and pretty much it. I got a lot of parts laying around, carpet and some other stuff over there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Don't want to rush it, but then again, I kind of want to get it done. Here's more parts. Seats, center console. That's really it over here. But for the most part, I am getting there. But I'm gonna put the interior on hold for a minute. My main concern now is, well, the interior is out. My main concern now is completely getting all this out so I can get rid of this body of the car and scrap it or whatever, and focus on getting everything out the other car and getting it together that way. So, but enough talking. I think I'm gonna just stop and just time lapse so you guys ain't gotta sit here. So let's get to it. So this is pretty much what happened when he got hit. This happened last night when I was moving the car in the garage. Tie rod end broke, which I was wondering why the car didn't want to go. But for this side, really, all I'm doing now is just remember I have to unbolt the strut, but I'm disconnecting this ABS sensor and this bracket, and also this transmission mount. Now, it's a bolt here. I can just loosen just this bolt, which I might end up just doing that. And same thing for the other side. I have to take the wheel off, of course, but it'll be the same step for the other side. And if I can, and it's really just getting there. I have to drain the coolant out. I'm probably find a bucket or a container or something to drain it in, and go from there. And also the racking and pinion that connects to the steering column. I'm not sure if I have to disconnect that from the inside or the outside, but guess we're across that road. But so far, I got a lot of stuff disconnected, like this ABS. It's a bolt here and another bolt on this side and bolt on that side, which this will stay on the car, reasoning being because of the brake lines. And I don't want to just cut the brake lines off and brake fluid everywhere just because I have to lay in it. So it'll be a lot of necessary fluid stuff, and I don't feel like laying in no brake fluid or coolant or anything. So, but getting there slowly but surely. So I'm time lapse it again, and wish you guys can just enjoy. Well, subframe is almost ready to drop. I forgot I have to just disconnect the brake lines from there. And I already disconnected the ABS line on both sides. This really now is just the front two brake lines and radiator, heater core hoses, and the O2 sensors. Well, yeah, O2 sensors. I know bank 2 is under the car, so I have to get under the car and just unplug it, which is all I'm gonna do. And so far so good. I mean, getting there. Just ready to be done, but good things take time. So I'm just leave it as that, and I guess I just wrap it up and just call this part 1 and stay tuned for part 2.